So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, before we talk about the next match of the night, we gotta talk about a backstage segment. So yeah, we see Paul Heyman waiting at Adam Pearce's office door, and then Adam Pearce answers it, and then Paul Heyman was like, "Well, you got me waiting here for so long for," and then Adam Pearce was actually telling him that they was changing the graphic, and that they changed the graphic to the Battle Royale because they done took Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed out of it. And then Paul Heyman was like, "Oh God!" And then Adam Pearce was like, "Look, I'll put them back in there, but you gotta beg for it." So yeah, that's what he tells him. And then Paul Heyman actually says, "Can you please put Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed back in the Battle Royale?" And then we see Adam Pearce says, "Yeah, no, I ain't gonna do that." And then he starts laughing at him. So yeah, that's what happened there. He shuts the door. And then Paul Heyman was upset about that, but then he turns around, and then we see Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch was staring at him, and then Paul Heyman starts talking to Becky, telling him that, telling her that he didn't want to turn on Seth Rollins and all that stuff last week. And he says that he actually bent the knee and everything, all upset for Seth Rollins after he got taken out by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed last week. And he says that pretty much he got forced into it and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he was telling her. But then he says that, she got a trophy husband at home now, and, he could be her oracle on the road. So yeah, that's what he was telling her. And then all of a sudden she grabs him by the tie, and she says that once Seth Rollins comes back, he's going to get his hands on him. And then she says that Seth Rollins already knew that Paul Heyman and the rest of the division was going to turn on him. It was just a matter of time. So yeah, that's what she was saying there. And then that's what she tells Paul Heyman, sending him a message there. And then she told him that, she didn't like him to begin with. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then after that, we get to the next match of the night. It was the WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne Perez with Raquel Rodriguez at ringside the Judgment Day in a 1-on-1 match. So yeah, we get to this match. In this match, it was pretty good. Stephanie was doing pretty well up against Roxanne, hitting the Devil's Kiss and everything. Roxanne was doing pretty well up against Stephanie as well, but then Stephanie knocks her out of the ring. So Stephanie knocks Roxanne out of the ring, and then she jumps off the top turnbuckle with a crossbody on Raquel and Roxanne, taking both of them out. She throws Roxanne back into the ring, hitting her finisher move, the new one actually, the Angel Wings Codebreaker type move onto Roxanne, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Stephanie Vaquer defeated Roxanne Perez tonight in a 1-on-1 match, but then after the match ended, we see Raquel getting in there, attacking Stephanie, and became 2-on-1 up until Nikki Bella makes her return, coming out there as well, saving Stephanie, knocking Raquel out of the ring by pulling down the top rope and everything. And as she's going at it with Roxanne was fighting back and everything, and then Nikki Bella was doing pretty well up against Roxanne, but then she was getting taken out by the numbers 2-on-1 as well. And then we see Stephanie up there on pretty much on the ring apron. She springboarded off the top rope, but then kind of botches, she pretty much couldn't turn or whatever. The way how, Raquel was standing and stuff was in the opposite way, I guess. And yeah, it pretty much became botched. Hopefully she's okay, because she started limping and all that stuff. But then they managed to knock the Judgment Day out of the ring, saving themselves. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, for the match and what happened after the match, I'll give it all 3 stars as well. I'll give it pretty good stuff. But yeah, then after all that stuff, we actually see backstage Lyra Valkyria and Adam Pearce talking backstage, and Lyra was talking about how crazy Bayley's been acting and all that stuff. But then Bayley comes walking up, and she was talking about Lyra Valkyria's birthday and all that stuff, and how she gets her a gift. And Lyra was like, "Oh, tell me it now." And then Bayley was like, "I ain't gonna tell you right now." And then Lyra was like, "Come on now." So yeah, that's what's going on there. And then after that, we see Paul Heyman talking to the Vision backstage, and the Vision's all upset and everything about getting kicked out of the Battle Royale and all that stuff. And then Paul Heyman was telling them that they gotta listen to him and everything, because look what happens when people listen to him. He was talking about how Brock Lesnar pretty much became WWE champion after 5 months of listening to Paul Heyman, and then he was talking about how he saved CM Punk's career by him not getting fired within 100 days of his WWE championship reign in 2012, and then he was talking about how Roman Reigns main evented so many WrestleManias with him. So yeah, that's what he was saying there. He tells them to be patient and listen to him, and they pretty much listen to that. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see backstage Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella talking. Stephanie was thanking Nikki Bella, and Nikki Bella was thanking Stephanie and all that stuff. And then they was talking about how they should team up against the Judgment Day. So yeah, that's what's going on there. But yeah, up next it will be the 20-man Battle Royale up next on Raw to determine the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.